Jailbreak has had several supercars added recently. Therefore, I figured now would be a good time to rank all the supercars in Jailbreak from worst to best. Now, it's kind of hard to define what exactly is a supercar. For the purpose of this video, I'm including all the vehicles that can go over 200 miles per hour, but I won't be including some of the more outlandish vehicles that can go over 200 miles per hour, but aren't really supercars that we see in real life. Anyway, let's get started. In last place, we have the Ferrari. I've barely ever used this vehicle in my time of playing Jailbreak. The acceleration is just too slow for me. By the time I got to this vehicle, I had already purchased much better ones, so there wasn't really a point for me to use it. I don't think it looks very good, even after the design revamp. It's a pretty good mid-tier car, but not one I really like that much. Then we have the 100K NASCAR. I really enjoy the NASCAR events themselves, but I'm not a big fan of the NASCAR vehicles. However, the actual design of the vehicle is not something I'm a huge fan of. I'm just not a big fan of stock cars in general. I also find it kind of obnoxious. It sounds really loud when you're driving it, and it's just kind of annoying, so I don't really use it. However, I'm really glad to own it, and I think it's pretty cool that Jailbreak was able to collab with big racing companies. Next, we have the Macaron. This was a pretty good season prize. I think it looks great, but stats-wise, it's not very good. And this is strange to say for a vehicle that can go over 200 miles per hour, but compared to the other Bugattis, it really falls short. The top speed and acceleration just aren't up to par with the rest of them. So if I pick a Bugatti in Jailbreak to drive, it's not going to be this one. However, I still like it. It looks pretty good, it has good stats, and I especially like the spoiler effect. Speaking of Bugattis, the Bugatti Veyron. Now, I know this vehicle's placement is making so many of you literally shake and cry right now. How could I put this cool of a vehicle in such a low spot? Well, I've always found the Veyron to be pretty overrated. I really dislike the look of the vehicle. I think it has pretty bad acceleration. It's definitely an iconic part of Jailbreak's past, but it's not a vehicle that I really use that much because it's just annoying and I don't like the look of it. However, it's still a respectable part of Jailbreak history, and it served me really well as an escape vehicle from the jewelry store while it was still around. So I don't hate it. Then we have the Chiron. This vehicle has great stats and it works really well as an escape vehicle from the jewelry store. However, it's really starting to show its age in the looks department. This was the first ever vehicle revamp, and I really want them to change it up a little bit. Maybe next March we could get a Chiron revamp, since it will have been 4 years since it was originally added to the game. Also, the handling is a little bit off for this one. It's a bit hard to control, so that kind of keeps me away from using this vehicle. However, for me it serves its prime purpose, which is being an excellent escape vehicle. Then we have what many consider one of the greatest vehicles in Jailbreak, the Torpedo. Now, getting the bad stuff out of the way first, I've always had issues with this vehicle's looks ever since it was first added in 2018. Even considering the older standards of Jailbreak vehicles, I thought this one looked pretty bad. The front half in particular just doesn't do a good job of representing the amazing looking Agera RS1. In my opinion, this is one of the ugliest vehicles in Jailbreak. However, looks aside, there's a reason this vehicle is highly regarded among the fans. It has amazing stats. The acceleration is excellent, but of course, the main attraction here is the insane top speed. One of the fastest in Jailbreak. I definitely respect it for that aspect, but I'm never going to reach that top speed most of the time, so I don't use this vehicle very much either. However, I'm definitely glad I own it. Speaking of tour vehicles, next we have the Torero. This vehicle is so close to being perfect for me. The stats are excellent. This isn't one of the faster vehicles in Jailbreak, however, it's very fun to drive, it's easy to handle, and the top speed is still quite good. I think the acceleration is very good as well, and for the most part, it looks great. I love how Asimo designed this one. However, there's one huge problem that really sticks out. My legs always stick out of the bottom of this vehicle. It's so annoying, so frustrating. It breaks the immersion of driving in Jailbreak. Now, I know this is an insane nitpick. I know it's something that I probably shouldn't get this mad over. However, it really sticks out like a sore leg. Putting that aside though, this is still a strong vehicle. Okay, then we got the Poseidon. When it comes to Jailbreak creations that I felt were snubbed or deserved to win but didn't, this was definitely near the top of the list for me. I absolutely loved it when I saw it was submitted for Season 10 over a year ago, and I was very disappointed that it didn't win. Therefore, I was very glad to see it make it into the game in Season 16. I really like the look of this vehicle. It has a fun unique design. I love the swimming pool in the back. It's just a cool luxury car to drive around with. And I think the stats are quite good as well. I know a lot of people aren't fans of this vehicle, but I really dig it. Up next, the Airtail. I love all the McLarens in Jailbreak for very different reasons, and this is a very good vehicle. It's a very fun vehicle for teams. I really like the look of it. Not much else to say about it. It's just very solid. Okay guys, now I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm facing a really tough dilemma. The next vehicles I need to rank are the Shogun and the Proto 08, but I really can't pick between the two. Which one is better? You know, they both have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. Whoa! NoGoodNik, what are you doing here?
Alright, I'm here to explain why the Shogun is better than the Proto 08. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, the Shogun is probably one of the smoothest cars in the entire game to drive. It has some of the best handling in the entire game, and the overdrive ability, which kicks in at around 140 miles per hour, takes it all the way to an impressive top speed of 215. Not to mention, this car probably has the most work put into it, with a custom engine sound, engine animation, flame particles, its own texture, spoiler, the first car to also be right-hand drive. I could honestly go on about it. I know that it probably won't reach number 1 on this list, but you know, just give it a chance to beat the Proto. That, and I kind of want to anger phindr anyway. And I mean, come on, that engine sound, it's gorgeous. Look at these flame particles. Look at these.
What? phindr's here too?
Come on, you can't be taking whatever the hell that guy says seriously. The fact is, this is the perfect jailbreak race car. It is so fast, it has amazing handling, it will do literally everything that you need it to. And if you're a cop, this thing pits anything and everything that it gets its hands on. And look at that, just look at it. It's a crazy Porsche, which we haven't even had in this game for over like a year. This is one of the best seasonal cars and probably one of the best jailbreak vehicles of all time. I don't know, I don't care what anyone else says. I could just keep on going on and on about just how great this car is.
Come on, who cares about the Mission R? It's just a boring concept electric car. It's been on the tracks like 2 times, alright? There were so many better options to win in Season 14. At least the RX-7 is an iconic, well-known masterclass of car design. What does this thing have?
You know what this has? This has millions and possibly billions of dollars of R&D placed behind it. And you know what this was? This was just a rebadge of an already existing car. Have you ever heard of the FC by any chance?
Oh yeah, what about those door panels inside of the car? One of them is missing!
Okay,
it's not even modeled properly!
Well, guess what? You have fire coming out of your radiator, and
guys?
I'm pretty sure if your engine's on fire, that's kind of a problem. So, I don't know, maybe you should get your car checked out first before trying to show it off to people. I'm just saying.
Fire, what about it?
Yo, guys.
Fire's cool! This thing has
supposed to be. It's not supposed to be on fire! What are you saying?
Hey! Cut it out right now! Man, seems like this is a divisive, tense issue with no easy answer. You guys both make really good points in favor of your vehicles. I still can't make up my mind. I guess there's only one way for us to sort this out. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering, why are we at the tomb right now? Well, this used to serve as an arena for jailbreak players to hash out all of their disagreements. Today we are resurrecting this ancient tradition to answer the question, which is better, the Proto or the Shogun? The rules are simple. Each player is armed with only a sword. They must stay within the arena. If they leave, they are immediately disqualified and the other player wins. Representing the Shogun here today, we have NoGoodNik. And fighting on behalf of the Proto 08, we have phindr. Alright, I'm going to place down a force field bubble. When it disappears, you may begin the fight. Are you ready?
Yeah! I'm ready!
Yeah!
May the best man and vehicle win.
Alright, Nick. Get ready. The Proto 8 never loses.
That's gonna change. That's gonna change today.
You wish. No! No! What? No!
And NoGoodNik
What?
is the winner.
Crap! I should have used a higher suspension.
Seven supremacy!
Long live the Shogun! Alright, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today and helping me find an answer to this dilemma. Both of you guys will be linked in the description below. So, I guess, coming in 12th place, we have the Proto 08. And in 11th place, we have the Shogun.
Shogun supremacy!
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That was all scripted.
Well, kicking off the top 10, we have the Roadster. Probably the weakest thing about this vehicle is the looks. It's just kind of too simple. It doesn't quite do the real Roadster justice. However, it's excellent in stats. It works really well as a cop vehicle or an escape vehicle. So, I have to put it this high. It's one of the most used vehicles in Jailbreak for me. Then we have the Aperture. This vehicle has amazing acceleration, amazing top speed, overall a very well-rounded vehicle. It's also one of the more unique looking vehicles. I'm not super in love with the triple tail lights that it has. I feel like it's kind of weird that two of them are kind of like spoilers. However, it's still pretty unique. I love the cool effect it has when you drift with this vehicle. Overall, I like it. After that, we have the Rizian. The weakest thing about this vehicle is probably the suspension. It's pretty low to the ground. This definitely holds this vehicle back for me. However, it's still amazing. I love the look of it. The only part of the looks that I don't really like is actually the carbon fiber. I'm not a huge fan of carbon fiber on a lot of vehicles. I feel like here it doesn't really work that well. However, besides that, I think it looks great. Zeo did an amazing job making this vehicle. I love the unique aspects of it, like the cool license plate. And obviously in terms of stats, it's amazing. Overall, great car. Up next, the M12 Molten. This was the first ever community creation added to Jailbreak, and it's still one of the best. This is an absolutely beautiful looking vehicle. If you're an MCU fan, this is like the Iron Man of Jailbreak community creations. This fan submission from Rally Subby was just so good that the devs had to include it, and it spawned an entire cinematic universe of epic community creations. It does have a few flaws, like the devs wanting an extra seat added, which crushes your avatar a lot, but stats wise it's amazing, and looks wise it still really holds up, so I definitely want to make sure it's high on the list. After that, we have the Javelin. From the Torpedo's POV, this is the guy she told you not to worry about. This vehicle takes all the good aspects of the Torpedo, the excellent acceleration and top speed, and makes things even better by giving these attributes to an actually good looking vehicle. There's not much to say on this one. The looks are amazing, the stats are amazing, overall a fantastic and well sought after car for good reasons. Wow, I can't believe it, but we're already in the top 5 with the MCL 36. This vehicle has no right to be as good as it is. For only 200k, this vehicle is an absolute beast. The top speed is insane. The stats are just wonderful. This is a very easy vehicle to control. It's an excellent tool for cops and for criminals alike. Definitely one of the best valued vehicles in Jailbreak. And the fact that it's untradeable makes it a bit more of a special sight when you spot it in servers. Okay, next up we got the Snake. Even though the stats of this vehicle aren't the best compared to the other vehicles on the list, I still absolutely love it. I think it looks beautiful. The stats are still pretty good. And I think the handling is really solid. The handling is what makes me like this vehicle so much. It doesn't have as good acceleration or top speed as the other vehicles we've discussed. However, for me, this is a much easier vehicle to control. It's just one I really enjoy. Kicking off the top 3, we have the Power 1. This is Ufed's magnum opus. This is an absolutely beautiful Jailbreak vehicle. It's so well made. The stats are excellent as well. There's not much to say on this one. And for the penultimate vehicle on this list, we have the Bugatti Bolide. This is the gold standard for Jailbreak vehicles, in my opinion. It has perfect stats. The acceleration is amazing. The top speed is amazing. Even though the top speed isn't as fast as, let's say, the Javelin or the Torpedo, it's still a top speed which I can actually reach. It's also pretty easy to control. And of course, it looks absolutely fantastic. One of the best vehicles in Jailbreak. But the best supercar in Jailbreak, in my opinion, is the concept car. This is the best of all possible worlds in Jailbreak. It's a great team vehicle. It has 4 seats. It's a great looking vehicle. I really like futuristic looking vehicles, and this one definitely satisfies that preference. The acceleration is top tier, even better than vehicles like the Bolide, and it has an amazing top speed as well. Overall, it gets an A+ in every category of rating jailbreak supercars, so in my opinion, it is the best one. And that's going to conclude my updated ranking of every supercar in Jailbreak. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, this is just my opinion. You're totally free to disagree with me. Just do so in a respectful manner. I'd love to see your ranking of the Jailbreak supercars in the comments below. Big thank you to phindr and my friend NoGoodNik for participating. I really want to collab with more people in the future. Drop your suggestions in the comments below for people you want to see appear in future Noob Freak videos. Also, make sure to use code YouTube Noob Freak at any Jailbreak ATM to get my tires. Anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day or night.